During a time of heightened awareness of a potential terrorist threat, a man armed with a knife was able to jump the fence and make it inside the front door of the White House just 4 minutes after the president departed by helicopter on Friday. Now the U.S. Secret Service, especially the officers in uniform who patrol the White House lawn, find themselves facing some uncomfortable questions like, what if this assailant had been even more highly motivated or heavily armed? What if there had been several of them at once? Why is the fence relatively easy to climb and not electrified or curved or barbed at the top? No one wants a Kremlin in the middle of Washington. No one wants the people's house to become a fortress. But securing what we've got and where our presidents and their families live is tonight an issue. It's where we begin with NBC's Kristen Welker. Kristen, good evening.
Brian, good evening. There have been fence jumpers before, but no one has ever gotten all the way through the front door just behind me. But on Friday, it happened. Today in court, prosecutors said the suspect, 42-year-old Omar Gonzalez, is a flight risk because he's homeless and has a criminal past. He's an Iraq war veteran, but today prosecutors called Omar Gonzalez a danger to the president. They said on the night he forced his way into the White House, authorities later found more than 800 rounds of ammunition in his car, along with 2 hatchets and a machete. And prosecutors revealed Gonzalez was known to law enforcement. He faces felony charges from July for driving recklessly in Virginia, where authorities pulled him over and found 11 weapons, including a rifle and sawed-off shotgun, and a map of the D.C. area with the White House circled. A month later, they said Gonzalez was stopped by the Secret Service while walking near the White House with a hatchet in his waistband, but he was not arrested. In a telephone interview, his ex-wife said he suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder.
I wish there was something that I could have done to help him because he's not a bad guy.
This all started Friday night when Gonzalez jumped over the White House fence, sprinted toward the executive mansion, and entered through an unlocked front door. The first family was on the way to Camp David. Today, the president reiterated his faith in the agency.
The service does a great job.
Thank you, sir.
Breaking fall. Sacrifices they make on my behalf and my family's behalf.
Scores of tourists walk right up to the fence of the White House every day. But now the Secret Service is considering setting up checkpoints for visitors blocks away. They don't want to make this look like a fortress, but after Friday's fence jumper, there is broad agreement something has to change. Fence jumpers are not unusual. This is the second time someone has made it over in 2 weeks. Usually the K-9 unit is dispatched, but that didn't happen Friday.
He obviously should have been apprehended before he got that far.
It was the topic of conversation among tourists today.
I just couldn't believe it. I mean, this is the White House.
Well, I thought it was the most safe, the safest place on earth.
Gonzalez did not request a mental health hearing. He's being held in jail pending an October court date. As the Secret Service investigates, they have increased patrols here, calling in more uniformed division officers, the white-shirted officers who guard this entire area. And Brian, tonight, the White House says the front door is locked.